Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of my YouTube channel, Mike's Nation. Today, I have a special guest. This is the first interview I am conducting on my channel. This gentleman is a big wrestling fan. He likes the Chicago Bears. He likes the Chicago Cubs. He also recently got a PS4 for Christmas and is also a video game fan as well. And last but not least, he is a big wrestling fan and follows wrestling religiously. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Casey Gale. How are you
Hi,
doing, Scott?
I'm doing really good.
Thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
You're, you're welcome. I appreciate you having me. Thank you for having me.
Oh, sure, no problem. And I appreciate you, helping me out as well.
Mhm. Uh,
Okay, so where can people follow you on social media?
at Willfield N01.
Okay. Now, since you're a big wrestling fan, on the current WWE roster, who's your favorite wrestler?
AJ Styles
AJ
and
Styles? Oh, he's
and
terrific.
Shane McMahon.
Sorry, what was the second guy?
Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon? Yeah, I noticed you're a big Shane McMahon mark.
Hmm.
Yeah, AJ's great. I mean, he is an unbelievable talent. Not every day you see a talent like that, in
Hmm.
WWE.
Yeah.
And even at his age, right, he's about near 40, he's still quick as he can be in the ring.
Oh yeah.
And Shane McMahon, he's such a daredevil. The guy goes all out for every match he's got. He always, performs a mouth dropping or a spectacular move.
Hmm.
For a guy that didn't have a necessarily in ring wrestling background growing up, he
Yeah.
certainly is a guy that's worked hard, and always gives 100% no matter who he's facing in a match.
Hmm.
I have a lot of respect for a guy like that, who just,
Yeah.
who despite, being Vince's son, takes his role seriously anytime he's involved in a match.
Yeah.
Okay, in your view, who is the greatest wrestler of all time?
Um, I would say a lot of people say Nature Boy Ric Flair, but I say it's a toss between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Yeah, I could definitely see why you would say either or. I mean, Ric Flair was one of those wrestlers that kind of had the total package.
Hmm.
Especially, his mic skills.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hmm. Yeah.
Can you do a Ric Flair impersonation?
Woo!
Even despite him, no longer being on WWE TV,
Hmm.
people will still go woo whenever Charlotte's theme hits or when they see her. I don't think wrestling fans will ever stop doing that.
No.
Stone Cold's actually one of my favorite wrestlers. He's my first favorite
Hmm.
wrestler,
Yeah.
and he just the way he carried himself. He carried himself
Hmm.
as if he was the baddest man on the planet and was going to beat anyone up, no matter the circumstances or who we would be up against.
Yeah.
And every time that theme hits, the theme music hits of his own, the crowd just pops like there's no
Oh yeah.
tomorrow. And I think too for a guy that changed his repertoire over time,
Mm.
because he used to be at one point stunning Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Then he shaved his head, got into the Stone Cold character. I think he looks good bald.
Mm.
Okay, if you were in charge of WWE, what is one thing you would change?
I would change. I would make the world good again, great again.
What would you do to
Push
make?
the young talent instead of the old guys, because SmackDown's always pushing the talent, and that's what I like about SmackDown. Gives the fans what they want, but I would make more like a 2 hour show and
Yeah,
push.
I see what you mean. Because to me, SmackDown seems to be pushing more talent more than Raw does. Because, for
Yeah.
example, as you alluded to, they pushed Bray Wyatt, Baron Corbin, The Miz, Alexa Bliss, and so forth. And, ever since post draft, The Miz, in my view, has been one of the better post draft performers on either show. He's just been consistently very solid. you know, and he's one of the few guys that's actually supposed to be a heel, but gets heat, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think them pairing his wife Maurice with him is, they make not only they're a great couple, but you could just feel the chemistry they have on the air, and it's just they work very well together in general.
yeah, yeah,
Was I think Raw, it seems they're more like they tend to like just only have more like the top people or like the authority figures
yeah,
on
yeah.
all the time on the TV, as you probably notice. With
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown, it feels like there's somebody or that's in charge of creative differently than Raw, just because they're trying to do different things.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I do like. I'll admit one thing. I've been following Samoa Joe ever since he's been on the roster. Because I don't
Mm-hmm.
watch like every show, but I'll read like the reviews, and they seem like to be pushing like the same type of character he was in NXT, which is like a
Yeah, yeah.
badass, tough guy heel, which I think
Mm-hmm.
they need to stick with that because the guy's over in that role, and he's a terrific wrestler
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I would always want to be, just if I was in charge, I would definitely want to put different people,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
push them and protect the baby faces too. Because in my view, if you're a baby face, you should be more protected as than a heel. Because you want a heel, as you know, to get heat.
Yeah, yeah.
I know you've been involved with the wrestling draft for WWE. I've seen the video where you and Vince Russo and Jeff Lane and there's another guy
Yeah,
did
yeah,
the
one, yeah, yeah,
wrestling
yeah.
draft. Would you
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
be interested in being involved with another WWE draft?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Because I'd love to be part of one. Maybe you and I could put one together. You could represent one show. I could represent the other show. We could, I could message you privately about that. We could
Yeah, yeah.
set the groundwork and come up with some mutual rules. Because I feel that you and I and other wrestling fans, we could put together a better show than they can, especially on Raw, more than SmackDown, because SmackDown's been the better show post draft. As I'm sure most fans would say, just because they seem to be
Mm-hmm.
one
Mm-hmm.
reason why they seem to be pushing different people. Okay, I noticed you have a bunch of YouTube videos you created or participated in.
Yeah, yeah,
Why
yeah,
did you
yeah.
decide to get involved with YouTube?
Since 2012, right? I wanted to do TV show stuff because I just felt the passport. I still have the passport today.
Hey, good for you. I've kind of similar to me as you is because I decided to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Passionate about a few things, or I just want to talk about my interest on my
Yeah,
channel
yeah,
and interview, you know, anyone that has the same interest as I do.
yeah, yeah.
I noticed you do like food reviews for your reviews as well.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
What's your favorite food that you've done a review for?
Cheese pizza and whips.
Ooh, not bad.
Uh,
What
uh,
what was the brand of the cheese pizza you had?
it was I think from Ozadi.
Okay,
Ozadi.
just curious. They have pretty good
Mm-hmm.
pizza.
Yeah, yeah,
I noticed too in your when you did I think it was for your new show episode 1 you were given the tour of your apartment and
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I saw a couple of little Star Trek figurines. Are you a big Star Trek fan?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Do you prefer Star Trek over Star Wars or vice
Yes,
versa?
yes, yes. That's Star Wars.
Okay. What do you like about Star Trek over Star Wars?
This takes place in the future, and I like other species and stuff, and
Yeah.
Data, him, Odo.
Mm. You seen all the different Star Trek series?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What's your favorite Star Trek series?
Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine. Okay. I like that one too. I don't know if it's my favorite because I'm kind of in the process of re-watching all the Star Trek series. I
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
the original one. Now I'm on the Next Generation, which I like the Next
Another
Generation
one.
a lot.
It's
Sorry, what?
that's another one. Next
Yeah,
Generation.
I just like the storylines. There's character development.
And I like him.
You said what?
Data. He's my favorite.
Oh, Data's your favorite. Yeah.
Brent Spiner. Yeah, I like him a lot
Yeah,
too.
he's a pretty good actor. I mean, that's not an easy role to play. A character that really wasn't developed previously, and you're like playing a a character that no one knows or is familiar with for the first time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because there are definitely several different angles from an acting perspective you could do
Yeah,
in
yeah,
terms of playing that character.
yeah, yeah.
I'm a big fan of Spock on the original series. He's my
Mm-hmm,
favorite
mm-hmm.
character on the original
Oh yeah,
series.
oh yeah.
I just like how him and Dr. McCoy always batter. They always are arguing over
Yeah,
something.
yeah. That's how the photo ended up going on Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, that's right. I don't remember much of that, but when I rewatch it, I'm sure I'll remember more the arguments they had. But Odo
Mm-hmm.
was kind of someone that was like very principled.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas Ferengi, as you know, they're much more independent as a species.
yeah, yeah,
I also liked Scotty from the original Star Trek just because of his Scottish accent.
yeah, yeah.
And Star Trek not only is a series that millions of people watched and enjoyed, but it also inspired people. I've heard the guy that played Scotty, the actor, basically say inspired people to become engineers. Or even the actor that played Dr. McCoy inspired
Mm-hmm,
them
mm-hmm.
to become doctors and so forth.
Yeah, yeah.
It's one of those TV shows that transcends over time because it's so inspirational and the storylines. I know it's fiction, science fiction, but still, there's Gene Roddenberry had a message in those storylines, and one message I get from the shows is, just treat people the way you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And there's certainly like ethics, we should follow as human beings. It's very interesting from that point of view. Okay, who's your favorite? Oh, you mentioned you like Star Wars as well. Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the greatest bad guys of all time. Not only looked great as a villain, but interesting character too, because he had some depth to him as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It wasn't just a big scary guy, and there was no personality to him. I liked Yoda and Obi-Wan and Chewbacca are my favorites. Not
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
necessarily in that order, but those are my top three.
Yeah, yeah.
Hate leads to anger. Anger leads to suffering, as Yoda would say.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, what did you think about what was it? The Force Awakens. Did you like that movie?
Yes, I actually did.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the storyline. You see new characters. You see the development of characters, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess Harrison Ford was all for Han Solo dying because I guess I've heard or read somewhere that he just got tired of playing the role,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
even when he was involved with the original three movies.
Yeah,
He just
yeah.
got sick of playing Han Solo at that point during the filming and production of those three
Mm-hmm.
movies I read. As long as they didn't kill Chewbacca, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, yeah,
Because Chewbacca is one of those guys you would hate to fight, but you love
yeah,
to have
yeah.
him on your side, because he's such
Mm-hmm,
a
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
badass.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think the Chicago Bears should draft him.
yeah,
Maybe they
yeah.
could play him at safety. He could, take somebody out.
Mm-hmm,
He's a pretty
mm-hmm.
tough
Mm-hmm.
guy, no
Yeah, yeah.
nonsense, goes all out. Okay. Since you have a PS4, what is your favorite game that you have?
WWE 17 and Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto 5 is a great game. It's one of the best games I've ever played.
You can play as three different kills. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, that's kind of unique because not every video game has that feature, as you know.
Yeah, yeah. And the game Travis always killing Michael's son Jimmy.
Yeah, Michael's family's kind of ridiculous in that game.
Especially his wife.
Yeah, they're always complaining about something.
That's why I have Travis shoot them.
So you beat the game already?
I know. There's still a lot of levels I gotta beat. Sometimes I keep to beat the level.
Yeah, Trevor's a hell of a character.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, he just balls out crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny too. As you know, you could switch the characters. It's funny when you switch to Trevor because honestly, you never know what he's gonna be doing the moment you switch to him.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I've switched to his character a couple times when I played the game, where he's in his underwear and a bunch of dead guys on a beach, and he's got a bottle of wine or liquor in his hand.
That happens. When he's in his bed and he goes to a public place and they don't even say him.
Yeah, I mean, drama sells, and that game's full of drama.
Yeah,
With all the characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Franklin's the one normal one of the three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Even right away, like Trevor kind of takes a liking to him.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's funny how Trevor and Michael always fight and banter.
Mm-hmm.
You got any questions you would like to ask me, or anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, yeah. You ever watch Impact Wrestling?
No, I haven't. I've heard of people talk about it, but I haven't really followed it much.
Josh was the commentator now.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you were telling me, I think, about how, he said he was the greatest, commentator of all time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know too. It'd be interesting to see, how they do under the new ownership. With Jeff Jarrett and him hiring all his people.
Yeah, yeah. And he's actually he's like a big douchebag in real life, but his heel character wouldn't make me keep watching Impact Wrestling. Just the way he's laser.
Yeah.
He has that where you just want to walk up and punch him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one way to get over as a heel is, people will watch if, your character's a jerk and they hate your character because they want to see something bad to happen to, that character.
Yeah, yeah.
From a viewer standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So are you excited for the Cubs starting soon?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they got a great team.
Mm-hmm.
So anything else you want to talk about, or anything else on your mind?
Just to say, look for this guy will be Donald Trump watch. My dad got me.
Oh, really? That's a nice watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna be reviewing on this Gale show tomorrow at 1 o'clock time.
Yeah, I noticed you. I saw your video saying you support President Trump.
Yes.
Too, as I mentioned to you, I've seen a couple of your videos. Your terror paper bag or your terror plastic bag. Go on your rants.
Mm-hmm. I would do it, but I'm at my parents' house. I don't want to.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would do a paper bag on somebody.
Oh, you got anyone in mind in particular?
Oh yeah, you come on to Gale show.
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite WrestleMania match you've ever seen?
WrestleMania 7 TLC match and Shane McMahon versus Vince Street Fight. That was one of my favorite matches.
In my view, they don't do enough of those street fights.
Yeah.
They should bring that back. I don't think you need to do that every pay-per-view, but a few times a year.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Like, I wish they would bring that back, bring more different types of matches, and bring a couple more titles back. Like, bring back the hardcore title.
Yeah.
Even if they wanted to bring back, like, they used to have, you probably remember this, the European Championship.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they could bring that back as well. Put like the hardcore title on one show and the European title on the other show. Like, I think a good candidate to win the hardcore title would be Dean Ambrose.
Oh yeah.
He's supposed to be crazy. His character at this moment's not crazy, but I said it before. They should make him in a crazy baby face.
Oh yeah.
Remember years ago what they did with Mick Foley, in the Attitude Era, he'd play like a couple different characters. That's what they should do with Dean Ambrose, in my view. I'm not saying he could be the next Mick Foley, but I'm saying he's good on the mic,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not crazy about what the Bears have been doing in their quarterback situation.
Yeah, they need to think about a quarterback.
Yeah. Just, I don't have a problem with them getting rid of Cutler, but they need to draft one. They should have drafted one last year, but they failed to do that, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah.
Just frustrating.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Especially too when you see other teams do well in the draft, make smart decisions. It's like the New England Patriots. They find guys that can just play football, and even in later in the NFL draft, it's just frustrating. As a Bears fan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what's frustrating me about John Fox is, him getting rid of productive players just because, quote unquote, they aren't his type of guys he wants in the locker room. Like Martellus Bennett, for example, who some say he's a goofball, but the guy's a pretty good tight end, and you never hear anything bad about him off the field. So I think, them getting rid of Martellus Bennett just because he's not, football-y enough for John Fox, is stupid.
Yeah, my favorite was Mike Ditka.
Mike Ditka?
Because he would take no crap from anybody.
Yeah, he was very fiery type of coach.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he would go on, he would yell, scream, swear at people, on the sidelines.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He would tell like he would,
Yeah, he certainly wasn't shy about, sharing how he viewed a certain player or play or just, about his opinion in general about anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So besides baseball and football, do you like any other sports?
Just wrestling.
Wrestling, okay. I think you told me that you've been watching wrestling since, I forgot, sometime in the 80s.
Oh yeah, since the 1980s.
Okay. I think one problem with the WWE today, unlike years ago, or even like, a few years back, the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, is there's a lack of characters. You notice that?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I
definitely noticed that.
I mean, it's like, for example, I think Sami Zayn's a terrific wrestler, but what is his character,
Yeah, yeah.
That's a problem,
That's because I like Sami Zayn when he was in NXT.
Yeah. I mean, his theme song, screams babyface to me, but they haven't, developed an identity for his character, even though he's supposed to be a babyface. What I thought was always cool was whole character of Sting.
Oh yeah, I like this character.
Yeah, just one of the coolest characters of all time in wrestling. He was such a vigilante babyface. I wouldn't mind seeing someone else fill that role.
Yeah,
I mean, he looked like a badass. That whole face paint, dressed up in black.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Sting.
Yeah, and I agree with you. At his last match, or one of his last matches, I can't remember if his last match, where he was fighting Triple H at WrestleMania. I saw your rant on it, and I think Sting should have won.
Yeah. Yeah, Sting should definitely won that match.
I mean, he's such a legend,
Yeah. I wish Triple H would have let Sting win.
Yeah. Who's had a great run lately? I'm sure you agree with me on this. Y2J.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the guy is a terrific heel, or he can be a terrific baby face,
Yeah, I love his list.
Oh, that's great.
It was, do you know what happens that when he says that?
Mm-hmm. You just made the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, every wrestling fan that even follows the WWE casually, loves that and will repeat that line. You just made the list.
Yeah. I find Cody does that a lot.
Okay. Hey, are you speaking of WWE? Are you a Luke Harper fan?
Yes, I'm liking his character.
I wish I would push him. I would like to see him win the IC title in the future. I think the guy is probably, if not the most underrated wrestler, one of the most underrated wrestlers on the roster currently.
Yeah.
I mean, he's what, at least 6'4", but for a guy his size, he can really move in the ring. And back when they had the whole Wyatt family together, they could have. He's the one guy besides Bray you could have as an independent wrestler without being part of that faction. Because the guy can just go in the ring.
Yeah.
So, any WrestleMania matches you're looking forward to this Sunday?
Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. Triple H versus Seth Rollins.
Who do you think's gonna win those matches?
I think AJ Styles is gonna win against Shane. I think Seth Rollins is gonna win against Triple H. Bray Wyatt's gonna win somehow.
Yeah, I'd like to see Bray beat Randy. I think that would be the right move. I mean, Bray deserves a long reign with the title. I mean, the guy's a great talent, and finally they're pushing him as one of the top guys.
Yeah.
He's got such a cool entrance. It's definitely currently one of the best entrances.
I agree.
I'd like to see. I agree with you about Seth beating Triple H. I'd like to see that. I mean, it's kind of like they built Triple H as the heel, obviously, whereas Seth, he's the baby face that's trying to get back 100% healthy and get revenge on Triple H for what he did to him.
Oh yeah.
And then the other one you said was Shane versus AJ. They gotta have AJ go over. No offense to Shane, but come on, it's AJ Styles,
Yeah, I know Shane will put AJ over.
Yeah. I've heard AJ in a couple interviews. Seems like a very nice guy.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, why want to? I mean, we can talk more about predictions for WrestleMania.
I'm predicting Styles to go up, predicting Undertaker to beat Reigns.
Yeah, they better have Undertaker beat Reigns. Because to me, I think they should turn Reigns heel at WrestleMania, but have Undertaker beat him.
Yeah, and I predict either Bailey to retain the Wild Women's title or Sasha Banks to turn heel and win it.
Yeah, I thought they should have not had Bailey win the women's title before WrestleMania. I think it would have been better for her character if she won it at WrestleMania,
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion, Who do you think's gonna win the SmackDown Women's title?
I think Naomi. I think Mickey James or Naomi's gonna win.
Yeah, because I believe it's gonna be Naomi's hometown because she's from Orlando. So yeah, she'll get a nice pop if she won it there, which I won't be shocked if she does win it.
Yeah.
What else? Oh yeah, I think speaking of entrances, we just mentioned them, but The Undertaker, in my views, got the best entrance currently on the roster and one of the greatest entrances of all time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, his whole character is such a character for mystery. He's unique. He looks different, There was, I think it was Raw a couple weeks ago, it was in Chicago, and he got such a big pop from the crowd,
Yeah.
And I won't be shocked if this is his last WrestleMania, because I believe he's, 53 or 52? For a wrestler, that's up there in age. And, he's got a lot of bumps and bruises on him over the years, and I heard he's going to need another hip surgery, too.
Yeah.
Anything else, Scott, or?
That's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time, buddy.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. And, I can discuss this further with you regarding the potential WWE draft we can do, because I would love to do one.
Yeah, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely keep in touch. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.